Okay, so stem and leaf. I've only got 2 examples on these, but it should be pretty straightforward what to do once we get going with this. So, a group of 8 people took part in a fitness program. Their resting heart rate in beats per minute was monitored at the start and end of the program. The results are shown below. So, reading a stem and leaf, just as a reminder, first I'm going to look at the right-hand side. We've got 59, and it even shows us a little key down here with that. This would be 62, 65, 70, 70, 72, 85, 91, and that's it because there's nothing else here. And on the left hand side, you kind of have to read it sort of in reverse. So this is still our tens column. So that's going to be 71, 73, 84, 85, 85, 93, 94, and then this will be 101. Okay? So our first thing asks, what was the highest recorded resting heart rate? Now, you need to look at both sides. So instantly, I need to find my largest number here. So look all the way down, and yep, my tens column, this 10 here is my largest, and I only have one number that relates to it, which is this bit here. So my highest recorded resting heart rate was 101. Calculate the mean resting heart rate after the fitness program. So mean, you need to add up all your values first. So I'm going to be doing that 59, add 62, add 65, add 70, add 70, add 72, add 85, add 91. And when you do that, that comes out to 574. And once I've got my total, the mean, I just take my total number and I divide it by how many things there are. And I'm going to start writing a lot of my divisions like this. I want you to get in the habit of whenever you see a fraction is just another way to say division. So that's 574 divided by 8, which is just going to come out as 71.75. And it says, if the mean resting heart rate before the fitness program was 85.75 beats per minute, has the fitness program had an effect? That should say an rather than a effect. So, you got to think about the context of the question. With your heart rate, do you want to have a high rate? Do you want to have a low heart rate? You want to have a low one. So, I would say this was effective. Now, you can't use the word mean. You have to use the word average. Now, this is a really important word, especially when we get to stats later on in the course. So, whenever we talk about mean, median, mode, etc., except we won't be using mode because it's the worst one, you must use the word average instead of mean, instead of median. So, this was effective since the average, and then I want to talk about the context of the question, since the average resting heart rate decreased from 85.75 to 71.75. So again, I need to justify my answer. I need to explain myself a little bit more. And that's that question done. And really, the hardest part of it is just getting the wording right on our question C here. But as long as you remember to use the word average, put it in the context of the question, and then having just some sort of numerical comparison. Okay, so next one then. A group of 10 students set up a study group. A stem and leaf diagram below shows their test results before and after the study group. So, what was the lowest recorded score? So, I'll look down here, look for my lowest tens column. This bit here, my 0, that's going to be my lowest. And so, on the left-hand side, I have 9. on the right hand side, I have 7 and 8. So my lowest score is just going to be 7. Calculate the mean score before the study group. So adding up on the left hand side, because remember this is where my before is. A lot of time people just get in the habit of doing the right hand side. Be careful, make sure you're doing it from the correct side. So I've got to be doing 35, add 36, add 22, add 23, add 25, add 29, add 10, add 11, add 12, add 9. And when I do that, my total comes to 212. And then for my mean, take that total, divide by how many people there were. And it always tells you in the question as well. So I've got the 10 students in here, n equals 10. So you don't have to count through the numbers, it gives you them. And that will just come out as 21.2. So if the mean score after was 20.9, was the study group effective? So in the test after they set up the group, their mean has actually decreased. And in that sense, maybe they didn't study for the right things. They certainly weren't studying effectively if their mean score didn't at all improve. In fact, it actually got worse. Context to the question, I've been watching Community, so that's what I was thinking of when I was writing this. So I would say the study group was not effective since the average score did not improve in fact it decreased from 21.2 to 20.9. So that's how I would write out that answer. But again, these last bits, they're kind of a bit fiddly with these ones. But the main thing, you just got to always keep in mind the context of the question. Think, is it good that my mean has decreased? In this case, it was bad the mean's decreased because you want to have a higher score. But when it comes to things like heart rate or how long it takes you to run around something, you want to have a lower and lower score. You want to have a lower heart rate. You want to have a lower time doing something. So always just bear that in mind with these types of questions. If there are any questions, let me know. And I hope you get on with these all right.